What's up? This your boy Casey Mack, aka the Mac Trucker. And man, today I just wanted to just kind of put some advice out there for people that's thinking about starting their own trucking company, getting their own authority. Um, because people always ask me, what I'm saying, should I get my own truck? Or they just say, I'm gonna get my own truck. And I'm not the person to say, don't get your own truck. You know what I'm saying? Because you can do good or you might not do so good. So who am I to tell you how you gonna perform? I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is know where you're gonna get your work from before you even spend all this money. Um, Learn the industry. If you don't know nothing about the industry, don't let somebody just tell you it's a lot of money out here and you go buy a truck and you set this authority up and then you go to look it on the load board for loads and you don't know nothing. Now that can be a disaster. If you're gonna go and get some debt to buy a truck and a trailer, get your authority, don't have no experience at running a trucking company, and then you go looking on the load board, you might do all right. You're gonna live in the truck if you do all right with no experience, and you still might go through a lot of unnecessary struggles. So, um, my partner told me the other day he gonna get his truck. I said, well, you know what to do because he used to dispatch for his brother when his brother got his authority. So he have a little experience with dealing with brokers and stuff. So I just said, hey, you already know what to do. He got it made up in his mind. I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. Before I said anything, so I know he done been talking to other people that saying don't do it. I would say don't do it, but I don't know. You might have some people that you know that can give you work that has consistent work already, and then you can do your numbers. If you can get some work from somebody and do your numbers, you might be all right. If you can look at your expenses and you can look at the income, the revenue, and then you can do your math and see what your profit gonna look like. And just know that whatever that profit is, you gotta take a piece of that for maintenance and unexpected stuff, cause stuff gonna happen. It ain't no if something happen, it's when it's gonna happen. You know, you gonna get that oil change. You gonna put some injectors on that truck. You gonna buy some tires. You don't know when, but you're gonna do it. So, um, just be ready for the unexpected and be able to do your numbers before you even go into trying to get your authority, buy a truck. Even if you pay cash for a truck, that don't mean that you just automatically gonna be all right because the rates are still low. For the last 3.5 years, the rates have been down, and it ain't changed. You can negotiate, or you can get a customer and get a little bit better rates. I mean, it's little things you could do, but regardless, just know it's gonna be a challenge. And if you're not gonna live in the truck, it's gonna be even more of a challenge. So, and if you got a lot of personal expenses, that's gonna make it a big challenge. Get rid of your personal debt, you know, car loans, high mortgages, and all this stuff. Don't go get a $3,500 mortgage and you're gonna be in the truck for a month at a time. Don't make no sense. Buy you some land and just build your house when you get done with all this over the road driving, but keep your expenses low. Know where you're gonna get your work. That's first thing I'm gonna ask somebody. If they say, what you think about me getting my own authority? I'm gonna say, where you gonna get your I'm gonna ask them, where you gonna get your work from? Where you gonna get your loads? If they say, I don't know, the load board, I'm already is just like, that don't sound good. Um, Network with other people and find you some work where you can do your numbers from the get go. That's the advice I got from, for you. I've been had my own authority for 3.5 years. You know, it's up and down. It's a roller coaster. My truck paid for. I paid cash for it, so I don't have a truck note. And I've been doing power only, but then I eventually rented a trailer just so in between power only loads, I gotta book something. Sometimes you can get on the groove with power only, and then sometimes you don't have a load because you're looking for loads that's already preloaded that you just can go pick up, and that don't always go with your program. You might have one a day, might not be another one for 2 days or 3 days. So what you gonna do in between? So some people are lease on, but to somebody and just run with them. But I really didn't want to do that. I don't want nobody having much control over where I go. But if you're gonna get your own authority, you want your own control, you want full control, then keep your expenses low. Plan your work. Where you gonna get your loads from? Get that first. And that way you could do your numbers. If you're going into this and don't even know your numbers, you're setting yourself up for disaster. You don't want to set yourself up for failure, you know what I'm saying, in business. So, like I say, I'm not going to tell you don't do it. It's ugly. I don't know if you're trying to do something like I've done a lot of Dallas to Houston, back to Dallas. I've done a lot of round trips like that over and over and over. And maybe a local run, I squeeze it in Dallas, Dallas to Dallas somewhere. Or something similar to that, but if you are picky like that, it could get rough because the rates are not that good. If you just getting on the load board, even if you're dealing with brokers consistently, the rates still aren't that good. So have you a special way to get you some loads, if you're gonna get in this game like this. Because then it's a lot of people that went out of business. Check the stats. Just like FMCSA will tell you how many people got no authorities. They also will let you know how many people authorities are canceled or whatever the case may be. So it is a lot of responsibility and it is a lot of liability. See, you make a simple mistake and somebody die, you in criminal court. This ain't a game out here. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna make a lot of money driving truck. That's not what that is. So really know what you're doing, and if you're gonna do it, make your move. If you're getting value out of this, video on my channel, whatever, hit subscribe, and I can keep bringing you. Information about this business, because you can really once you get in the groove, you can really make your money. It's not hard. You just gonna have to grind. And a lot of people just go over the road and they stay in the truck, and they might get $1,000 a day, and they might do 5 to 6 days a week, and they all right with 5 to 6,000. Some of them might get 7. So it's up to you what you want to do. But like I said, if you want a special lane, just for an example, if you're in Dallas, you want to get a load, go to Houston, and then pick a load up, come on back. You could get 3 trips in. Sometime it might be 2 if things don't go smooth. But once you get your groove going, can get you 3 round trips. You can make you about 3,600, unless you got you something special where you can get more. But on a good average, you can get about 3,600 in 3 trips. And if you're doing that, it's gonna cost you, in each round trip gonna cost you about a good, might as well say like 300 a round trip. So you're gonna spend about 900 minus your 360. Your 3,600 minus, not just gonna say a whole 1,000. You're gonna spend a stack on fuel for the week. So you're gonna end up with, just say, 2,600. Now you got your business expenses, you got your personal expenses. So, that's a good way to look at it. If you can get on the good foot, and I mean, sometimes it's good to get a dispatcher when you're getting started because they might have connections, especially if it's a dispatcher that has been a carrier. He probably got um, people that he can just put you right on with. But if you're gonna go out here by yourself and start booking, you ain't gonna have no. They're not gonna a lot of brokers ain't gonna even give you a load until you have 6 months in. Some will give you some will give it to you in 3 months. Some might say a year. But network and get information. So that's what I'm doing on my channel. Give you some information because I've been doing it. I've been driving for a company for 15 years and I've been on my own for 3.5. I'm on authority. So I've been around. I done saw others do it. I've been doing it. And it's not my favorite thing to do no more. So I'm just letting people know the the ins and outs. So get in, get your money, be prepared for whatever. Subscribe to my channel, and help the channel out. Hit the like button, share it with people that you know is looking for this information. And Casey Mack gonna bring it to you, aka the Mac Trucker. Peace. Do your homework and do your numbers.